誰かの想いが立ち上るにわか雨が街を濡らし始めたゆくれ時
Long day, huh? Well, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. I would love to talk to you a little bit about an album. It's an album called For Lovers by a Japanese band called Lamp. And it is one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. I don't have so much to say. Obviously, I don't speak Japanese, and there's just a lot of details and things that I won't be able to share. But I do want to tell you a bit about the album, talk about some of the records and how they make me feel, and also give you some background info on Lamp. I think I should just play a little bit of the music itself. You guys heard just a little bit of it at the beginning from a video released many years ago. This album actually came out in 2004, and the reason I found it, and the reason many other people are finding it right now, is because of the YouTube algorithm. It's just recommending this album to a ton of different people, and we are all very thankful. I'm very thankful for that. It starts off with this beautiful ballad. This ballad is called For Lovers. It's by Lamp, and the lyrics of it are so... it's just something. Like, it's just really something. So... Isn't that so beautiful? He's saying, the favorite season is short. It melts away without notice. In the changing landscape alone, I stand still and think of you. And that's one translation. Another translation, I'm reading these from YouTube comments. Because the season I love is such a brief and fragile thing, I let it melt through my fingers, not giving a second thought. Alone as the scenery continues to pass me by, I stand here, feet in the white caps, and my thoughts still drift to you. Now, this is just one of these albums where it is so focused on loneliness. There's a lot of themes of loneliness, rain, and there's a lot of records on this that are written sort of about like third-person narratives of stories between like lovers in a city, in a far-off town, looking to escape the city. It's very nostalgic and romantic. A lot of it is very pained, very dark, especially towards the beginning. And towards the end, it gets a little bit brighter. But the sound is bright at the beginning. This is hirogaru namida. So good. It reminds you of those records from like the 70s, of records that... it's almost like... it almost reminds me of like Reading Rainbow or something. But also, there are all these complex like chord changes, like... especially as the songs progress, like this is one of the three members of the group who's singing right now. There's three members of the group. It's a dude and two women. The guy, I forgot his name. Okay, hold on a second. The guy's name is Yusuke Nagai, and he's accompanied by Taiyo Someya and Kaori Sakakibara. I hope my pronunciation wasn't abysmal. So there's two vocalists in the group actually, and you hear the second vocalist, Kaori, beginning of the third song. She actually starts harmonizing in the last record. There's just these beautiful moments where they start harmonizing together, and listen to this. This is jazz. This jazz. She has that perfect like clean, kind of innocent tone. Oh my goodness, guys. I mean, I could just skip to any point. Any point in this record. Listen to how he's doing the under octave. It's pretty sick. I feel like it really accompanies the idea of like loneliness, and then these lovers back and forth sort of having these, you know, both these narratives of like losing a person that you love and having to get over them, or not being able to get over them, or finding a person, falling in love, right? And I'm sure that there's just so many themes. I mean, I was just looking up just random Google translations of these lyrics, trying to piece together what the themes are, but of course it's a little bit, it's a little bit much. It escapes me a little bit. But I'm just really blown away by them, and so I had to learn more about them. And so I checked out this article. This is actually from 2003. It's called Soyokaze Apartment 201. That's the name of the record that they had at that time. This was a year before this record For Lovers came out, and they talked to they've apparently met each other since high school, and they were doing folk music and the Beatles, and they talk a lot about João Gilberto and bossa nova, which of course bossa nova is actually really popular in Japan. It's super popular. I mean, the Japanese popular music is just a very interesting industry, interesting world. So many beautiful different sounds. But this just stands out. I mean, if you look at the comment section of this album, which now has like almost 1 million views, it's got all these people saying, "Oh my God, bless the recommended section, guys." Feels like I didn't find the album, it was the album that found me. It's just constantly being recommended to people, and they're finding this kind of comfort in the album, as well as this exploration of all these different types of feelings. I want to talk a little bit more about the lyrics to Hirogaru Namida. So let's look those up really quickly. Hirogaru Namida. Someone's feelings rise, but a shower begins to wet the city at dusk. A girl without an umbrella, going to that black-haired wet place beyond the bridge. If the bus runs away to a distant city, where should I go tonight? The sinking city, there is nothing. Where to go tonight? This is just a random translation. If you speak Japanese, you're probably gonna be like, the translation is very off. But I think Japanese is one of those languages that just allows for so many different sort of direct interpretations. But the sort of vibe that you get is very much one of like it's interesting. This is the second song, basically the first song of the record, because For Lovers is like an intro. It basically sounds like something that somebody recorded, a memo. It would be on a smartphone, but this was in 2004, and this is the first record on there. And you can see, they're talking about the end of the season and tears and petals both spreading, like this comparison between tears spreading and petals spreading. And this feeling of wanting somebody to come over, wanting somebody to come to your room, like missing somebody, wanting accompaniment. I want to play the last record on here, which is this really beautiful duet, Behind the Moon Shadow. There's the bossa nova influence, right? You hear that? Dun, dun. I love this. I'm looking at these. Look at these lyrics. Is this too high? I think my there we go. Never mind all my tabs. Isn't it interesting? It's like this album is called For Lovers, and there's all these records are about these situations between lovers. This record, it starts almost sort of it ends the album sort of at the beginning. This distant memory that I have forgotten flowed to the sandy beach. The summer sky that scatters stardust, the heartbeat is rising. Put the words of love that are about to disappear in the shell. This is just Google Translate shit. But I just think that it's what it's giving, what it seems to be suggesting, is this feeling both of like this closure, right? Of this lover, this person in a situation where they had been, going through dark memories, a dark past, getting over things, and now those things being kind of a distant memory, and you're stuck now in this moment, happy, finally, like in this moonlight, observing this beautiful scenery with somebody that you love. The wave hitting the rocks and bounce and wet their arms. Blurred lights in the distance are swaying and lined up. Sleep on your shoulders on such a nice night. Events on a midsummer night hidden behind the moon. Tsukiyado Tsunami, all about the love between the two. All about the love between the two. And that's like the last phrase of the album, which is called For Lovers. And you go back to the beginning where, this again, like this sort of almost a little short poem. My favorite season melts away without notice. I stand still and think of you in the changing landscape. So it's this interesting sort of reverse narrative, and I wonder why that was chosen. Maybe it's to give us a feeling of hope, to really, it really kind of highlights the sort of beauty after starting with the despair, almost gives that effect of like somebody just longing for some sort of peace, longing for some sort of freedom from a darkness and love. Towards the end, you sort of get the opposite, where it's now like about falling in love, and that almost gives you the hope as you progress throughout. But at the same time, the sounds of the music is different. I mean, that last song, Behind the Moon Shadow, I mean, listen to it. It's like dark, right? Super low key, right? Super dark. But the lyrics are possibly the most hopeful in the entire album. It's the celebration, like, this is this beautiful thing of love, these two lovers, this music about lovers. And whether it ends poorly, whether it disappears as everything does, you know, we start there. And at the end of the day, perhaps those moments where things are just alive are the most important things, or those are the notes to leave on, right? I don't know. It's really sick. This is a really sick album. I hope all of you guys check it out and enjoy it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know if you have any album recommendations to share with our little community over here, and anything you would like me to react to or talk about, music-wise or culture-wise, whatever. I'm just vibing on here. Subscribe, I guess? I don't know. We're in our little corner of the internet over here at this point, so feel free to join or don't. And check out Baby Gang, which is the other channel. Bye.